First up, let's take a look at Spirit Airlines considering a bankruptcy filing. According to a report from the Wall Street Journal, the company struggled this year following its failed merger with JetBlue. If the airline does declare bankruptcy, it won't happen right away. And this doesn't mean that they're just going to full stop go out of business. Of course, there is an effort to reemerge from bankruptcy, but this is an acknowledgement that the company is in far more dire straits than anticipated here in the absence of this deal, of course, which was intended to create what would have been the fifth largest carrier in the United States. For Spirit Airlines, shares are reacting here pre-market down by more than 35% right now.
Yeah, and that was off the back of that massive move to the downside here following the initial report that we got from the Journal yesterday. So ultimately, what does this mean? I mean, this doesn't come necessarily, I don't think, as a huge surprise really to anyone. We know that Spirit has been trying to secure a financial lifeline really ever since the federal judge back in January at the start of the year blocked this proposed sale to JetBlue on concerns over antitrust. So we know Spirit has very much been in a dire position over the last several months trying to secure the right financing. They actually have until October 21st to reach a deal to extend or to refinance bonds due next year in 2025 in order to maintain that key partnership that we've talked about with U.S. Bank concerning its loyalty credit card. So again, lots of questions about that. And that card is part of the collateral package backing the upcoming maturities. So again, very important in this story and in context what ultimately this means for Spirit Airlines. And then I think down the road, when you just think beyond Spirit as an individual low-cost carrier, just the implications, what it means more broadly speaking for the airline space, what it means for consumers and the shift that we have seen from so many of these players with JetBlue up on your screen too, amongst them, and even Southwest, just some of the pivots that we have heard and some of the announcements, adjustments and plans here going forward and how they plan to cater maybe to a more middle income, higher income consumer going forward, trying everything they can to boost their bottom line. So we have certainly started to see this shift within the industry, and it is very competitive. It's harder for these smaller players to compete with the larger four.
Yeah, it's not easy to pivot to premium here, and we're finding that out very clearly, not just with Spirit, but also with JetBlue. JetBlue is going to be investing billions of dollars now, dollars that probably would have gone into that Spirit deal that they're now reallocating, trying to create lounges, trying to create what some of the other high-cost or high-value carriers have been able to do for years at this juncture, and trying to have a similar experience that they're able to bring to so many customers here. But it's also at the same time where there is already entrenchment for many of those carriers who have been able to deliver on-time routes and the route schedule being more favorable. But then additionally on those premium experiences, and those premium experiences, they cost money, and it's a major multi-year investment strategy really. And it also comes back to the aircraft. And if you've heard anything from any of the executives within the airline industry right now, there is a massive backlog. And for that backlog to ultimately be remediated, you're going to need even more production. Oh yeah, Boeing themselves, they are still navigating their own employee-employer relationship where they're trying to have a larger look at where they need to kind of combat some of the patterns of negligence in the past and have a better manufacturing future going forward that really gives confidence to the airlines that they work with. All that considered, there's a backlog in being able to deliver on some of those aircraft. So the experience is not going to change overnight, and some of these ultra low-cost carriers are not going to deliver premium in the time that they would hope.